Welcome to the inaugural episode of Exclusive Takes, where we look at what the wrestling world got right or what the wrestling world got wrong. I am your host, the Heartbreak Prince, and in today's episode, we are going to look at what the WWE got right when it comes to this feud that is heating up between Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus CM Punk and AJ Lee. Listen, I have been enjoying this feud, and this past episode here on Monday Night Raw, where they had that promo in the middle of the ring, was just so enjoyable on so many different levels because of the stories and the history behind Seth Rollins and CM Punk, and how this thing has kind of come full circle to now involve a Becky Lynch and an AJ Lee. Listen, the history behind CM Punk and Seth Rollins is just real. Okay. We know that there is some vitriol there. We know that this is definitely a hate relationship, especially between these two. But the fact that they're able to kind of put this together, the WWE has been able to weave this together, has just been best for business. Uh, let's talk about just the history behind it because Seth Rollins was or CM Punk was a mentor to Seth Rollins before leaving the WWE. We all know about the pipe bomb. We all know about Seth or CM Punk's just disdain for the way the WWE he felt was treating him at a time in his career where he was at reaching his highest levels or his height. And whether you agree that it was criminal or not, that's all for up for debate. But what has come out of CM Punk leaving the WWE, the back and forth between him and Seth Rollins, who kind of stepped in, and I'm not going to say stepped in as a replacement to CM Punk, but I will say Seth Rollins and the Shield and what they did, and how Seth Rollins has gone on to become a great champion for WWE and carry the brand and all that kind of stuff. He has kind of stepped into like this new era of wrestlers that have done well with carrying the brand of WWE forward since your CM Punks and your John Cena's have kind of either stepped away from WWE or now returned in this case. But he has been that new era of wrestler, and so the fact that he has this dislike for CM Punk, who he feels turned his back on the company, has just really come together and made this feud just what it is. And just the storytelling behind it all with Seth Rollins constantly being a foil to CM Punk. Even most recently to where CM Punk wins, he actually wins the WWE championship from Gunther, only to be cashed in on by Seth Rollins after he faked and feigned a knee injury, and just had all of us just like in despair, shock, all of that type of stuff when we thought he was injured and was going to be on the shelf for a while, only to have him come back in the fashion that he did and kind of rip that joy of seeing CM Punk actually capture the WWE title, right from CM Punk and from us all that was enjoying it, has just been just great TV, has been great cinema, and it's something that I have really enjoyed. And what has just kind of taken this whole thing to the next level is how it has now started to involve Becky Lynch in this. And we had talked about a number of times on different shows from our Exclusive Nights podcast about how we felt like the Vision, this new faction that's led by Seth Rollins and the Oracle, Paul Heyman, needed that extra member, and how the extra member being Becky would be perfect because since Becky has come back, she's really been such a great heel. And I want to give Becky Lynch a huge shout out because I was never like the biggest Becky Lynch fan, especially in her initial one. Her turn to the man really was over, and I did enjoy that. But just as an all around performer at that time, when we're talking about a Charlotte Flair in her prime, when we're talking about a Sasha Banks at that time being there, and then of course Bayley, you had the four horsewomen. It was Becky Lynch just wasn't my favorite. Of course, it was Charlotte and Sasha, but Becky since her return has just been magnifique. Uh, her promo work, oh my gosh. Becky has been dangerous on the mic, from eating Nikki Bella alive to just the promo just recently with AJ Lee, just on Monday night, being in the ring with AJ Lee and talking to CM Punk. And it just, Becky has just been phenomenal on the mic. And I have just been enjoying her mic work. And I just believe like her being part of the vision has just kind of really taken this to a different level, because you have Becky Lynch as your Intercontinental Champion. You have a Seth Rollins as your current champion. And just look at this picture here. Like, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And I mean, I can't argue that when you have this look right here. Just Becky holding up a championship, Seth Rollins holding up a championship, and we know that they cannot stand this couple here, another power couple within the WWE of CM Punk and AJ Lee. And so, the fact that they are both champions and they're having this feud with a CM Punk who we know wants to become a champion and wants his championship back from Seth Rollins, who he feels and rightfully so stole his championship and his championship reign from him, to AJ Lee returning. I mean, say what you want about the whole thing. The WWE got this right alone just on the fact that we have AJ Lee light it up back in the WWE and in a WWE ring and wrestling again in the WWE. That alone is a win. It's a W for the WWE. And I think that just further adds and makes this, the behemoth of a story and the cinema that it is because of the fact that we have all of these pieces coming together to give us such a great opportunity for future stories and future feuds. Like I already can see, how we can have a WrestleMania where we have the Intercontinental Championship on the line versus AJ Lee, the Heavyweight Championship on the line versus CM Punk. Like, the WWE has a lot of avenues that they can go down with this story. I mean, I still have to give it to him. One of my favorite stories from this year was Seth Rollins outsmarting CM Punk and the Tribal Chief to win the Oracle. And just, I mean, how that whole thing went down, left and right this whole year. Seth Rollins has been in his bag, and he has just really been entertaining to watch. And it really does make you appreciate him, his work, and the things that he's doing as the architect. And that's why it was so interesting with the conversation that Seth Rollins was having in the ring with AJ Lee, where he talked about, you don't think I could handle you. And I wanted him to go to the links of like, listen, I have outsmarted Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief. I have outsmarted your husband, and I have the Oracle in my corner. I am the revolutionary. I am the visionary. I am Seth freaking Rollins for a reason. He is the architect. And that is why, like, the WWE has gotten this right. So listen, I want to know your thoughts. Share them in the comment section below, please. I want to know, do y'all believe that the WWE got this right? Do you like the story that's being told right now between Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus CM Punk and AJ Lee? Like, is this entertaining for you when you're watching this? Are you enjoying the fact that AJ Lee is back in the WWE? I mean, there's just a lot of excitement around this in particular for me, just because I know that they have so many avenues and so many things that they can do with this feud. And it just makes it worth the while. Listen, I appreciate everybody joining us for our first, or joining me for our first episode of Xclusive Takes. I want to remind you all that you can find the Exclusive Nights podcast on Facebook. You can find it on X. You can find us on Instagram, and you can find us right here on the YouTubes. If that's where you're checking us out now, please like, comment, subscribe, We appreciate the support. We're going to continue to try to bring you content the exclusive way here on the Exclusive Nights podcast. With that said, I've been your humble host, the Heartbreak Prince himself. And I just want to tell everybody, listen, this may not be your take. It may not be the right take, but it doesn't change the fact that it is an exclusive take. Look, y'all have a good day. Thanks for joining me. Peace.